It's okay. Off your mic, it's okay. Off your mic,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My people make we shout, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, yo. My ego don't come, yo. Politico, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My people make we shout, yo. My ego don't come, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, My ego don't come, yo. My ego die politico, My ego don't come, yo. This one not the off in mind, My ego don't come, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, yo. My egun don't come, yo. My people make you shout, yo. My egun don't come, yo. Man of the masses.
Hello there.
Mayegun la wa mo la mo dododo. Mayegun diary,
Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Glory Facebook, glory YouTube. Gbogbo ṣe ń lọ ní Mayegun dá wa sí.
Thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. And tell them, Mayegun today. I am now in charge. Lamidi Babalawu Apapa Wolf has taken over Labour Party in his mind. Tonight, share this broadcast. Tell them.
Glory Facebook.
Mayegun today, I miss you too.
Glory YouTube. And yes, we like.
I will talk.
Ìjọ ìgbádìyẹ. Ayé sọ́ra yìí. Presido bá rú sí o. Ayé sọ́ra yìí.
Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, share this broadcast, like the broadcast. That is your offering. Before you get so settled and so busy with your fingers, typing, commenting, fighting, and all of that, calm down. Do this step by step. As you are joining, share the broadcast, like the broadcast, read the caption, read the description, sit back, fill that cup, either with whiskey or coffee, and relax. Thank you. I have been away for just about 24 hours. I mean, I should have been with you last night, but I was so tired. That's the confession, okay? So I had to take that break. But I feel kind of invigorated, like I feel energized and refreshed. So I was kind of walking about as usual when the news of Babalawo Apapa, that is Babalawo Wolf. How did I find that out? Remember, Kolu might have run away from Nigeria to avoid being subpoenaed by the court. You know what subpoena means? It simply means that in all the cases in the tribunal, you would need Kolu, right, to take a stand, and in the face of the tribunal, in the face of that court, to confess to all the forgery and perjury that he's been charged for. Now, he's been away, but Atiku and Obi, they've been all around, and there are stories developing. So that's why we're going to start. That is where we are going to start tonight. The drama, let me say, when this Obi for president and the Obedient army decided that they were going to take on the establishment, it was pretty much like a joke. I mean, to so many of the believers in the establishment, there is those who always tell you there is nothing you can do if you can't beat them. You have to join them. So it was the Obedient who came up with no, if you can't beat them, call yourself, gather together and join hand and beat them. You can, but it was like a joke. Nobody took them serious. Until a month to election. And even with the election and the rigging and the rest of that, it became more prominent and more pronounced that Obi and Obedient are not going away. No matter how much of gaslighting, profiling, even attack and killings on them will make them shut up or go away. Now that is prominent, right, and pronounced. What they are doing right now, if they had the premonition of what this was going to become, what they are doing right now would have been done months back. Who does that? Talking about, let's start from that. Talking about people who are just 4 people tweeting in a room, noise makers. They have no voters card. They don't even know their polling unit. And so many other things you've heard about them that were pretty much like easy jokes. And guess those who are flying those jokes? The Mechanites, the Mechano boys, the SPV boys, as well as the Lagos Abobakus, the Agbadomites. They were jokes to them. So they had no structure, remember? Because what was Labour Party? Labour waiting. It was nothing to them. Right? Then suddenly, they became something. They were declared third in an election, right? And they were told to go to court. Pretty cool, right? But there is more. How come the establishment is interested in a structureless group is because the theory of if you can't beat them, you have to join them, has been demystified, defeated by the angry, organized Nigerians. That's the shocker. And that is the first problem they faced. They didn't know how to undo them, how to curtail them, how to control them. So they approached Obi himself on record. Now listen, we appreciate what you are doing. It's quite good. We realize that you and this your Obidients will be very good in stopping Atiku for Tinubu. He was offered real money. And I think that was when the moment he actually annoyed them. Because what they offered him, is so far. You see me, they call far huge than the peanuts that the likes of Lamidi, Apapa and co are currently feasting on. And I'll tell you the whole story, because none of this is actually secret to any of you. Some of you are part of those who laughed at them, mocked at them. They had no structure, only for them to demystify the establishment, the structure, APC, PDP. They brought them into the open like never done before, ever. And that didn't go down well with all of you, did it? So they did everything to make it look like it is the Igbos who are trying to change the status quo. They were overstepping. They were ignoring the angry Nigerians who come from every family member of yours across Nigeria, that they had to unleash violence on them, but take over their party. Isn't that extreme? Trying to hijack their structureless party in order for him to withdraw their court case. Isn't that more like extreme? They call it strategy. They will teach you politics. How is that politics? Where the establishment is hell-bent in destroying the same country that has done so much for them, enough that they are so afraid of losing their feeding bottle. A structureless party housing the angry Nigerians that they said are nothing. Because that's exactly what they are saying. Because I don't get it. Initially, I didn't get it. And even now, I am still trying to understand. Now, let me tell you the story. Immediately after the elections, the results, despite all the suppression, oppression, manipulation, and the rest of all that you saw, that they are doing their best to make you forget right now, they are telling you to move on. No, you're not moving on. You can pretend to move on, but you're never going to move on. Ask those who became the victims of APC, Egbekebe, because they tried to warn the rest of you 8 years ago. So you can't move on. But hang on. They say go to court, and you are currently in court. Then from the blues, a man called, where's that picture? Yeah, found it. The journey of how structureless the group of not so much of a threat to the establishment in Nigeria, how to bring about this babalawo. I know I told you a lot about how the establishment works, okay? They go dirty a lot. And all of these are just, let them be experience for a lot of you who kind of fell for the lies that Nigeria was about to conduct an election instead of a selection or a charade. A lot of you are yet to recover. from that 10 months journey, the journey that you believed, you will teach the establishment a lesson. The establishment said they will teach you a lesson. Now, teaching one another a lesson has now left everyone kind of angrier, put it that way, because they feel more cheated. They wish they never tried. The fact that they attempted it and they discovered that a lot that they have told you about PDP and APC, a lot they have told you about the establishment in Nigeria, a lot I have told you, these people demystified everything. They demystified everything. If you no get money, no go into politics, they demystified that. Nigerians love their chains. They love their oppressors. No matter what you do, they will always follow their oppressors. No, disobedient demystified that. If you don't pay them money, they know they vote. They demystified that. So they demystified everything. That automatically make them a threat. And being a threat to the establishment, don't be surprised that at least everybody should be all up against APC, Abi, because everybody agrees that APC have ruined Nigeria, Abi. But surprisingly, now only Labour Party, Obi, is receiving all the attacks from everyone. What does that tell you? Okay, I'll come back to that. So they brought this guy and they said, Obi and Obi-Datti and Obidients, according to Apapa, they came to hijack Labour Party in a fraudulent way. Now, let's take a step back, just a little step back, so that you understand this, in context. The establishment in Nigeria is not just the political party or the political parties you've seen. The major ones, PDP, APC, here you get. With surrounding them are those elites, your business moguls, your billionaires, your quota system billionaires, and so many other, wealth without enterprise individuals in Nigeria, your clerics, your pastors, your imams, your sheikhi, here you get, and every one of them, including some of those who you will think should be a little bit upright because they have no real visible connection with any of these, yet they still speak the language of the establishment. It's a spread all like that. They call you ordinary Nigerians. Do you know that's what they call you? There's class. Somebody says it's a class war. So whenever they want to address Nigerians, they will say ordinary Nigerians. You see those ones who feels like they are better than you. They are those who are directly and indirectly benefiting from the largesse. So that is the establishment in a longer stretch. So when you have political parties that are different from APC and PDP, don't see them as opposition to APC and PDP. They are appendages. They are branches of APC and PDP. From time immemorial, two major parties in Nigeria controls the rest of the parties in Nigeria. They currently have 18 political parties, by the way. So sometimes when you are wondering that, why can't all the political parties come together and form something and fight the major parties? They can't, because they are owned by the two major ones. So if you are running away from PDP and APC because you want to go and change Nigeria, you want to make a difference in Nigeria, because you have this beautiful, wonderful political idea of how to change Nigeria, then you decided to go into a particular small political party in Nigeria. You actually go into the branch office of PDP and APC because they are executives, they are the branch office holders of APC, PDP. So even if you decided to go and start your own political party, here you get, you will need people to fill up those places, won't you? Then you welcome the PDP, APC political appendages to hold those places for you. And when the time is right, they always align. It doesn't take time. They always align. Once they receive the call up from their major, they will align. So you that goes into their midst, now you go become their dinner or supper, whatever, or breakfast, whatever the time is. That is the crooked political system in Nigeria. So immediately, Obi said he was joining Labour Party. A lot of people knew that it's going to be a matter of time. Yeah, it's going to be a matter of time before you begin to see the answer of all these guys, because they are owned. Well, unfortunately, this time around, they are owned by APC. But the Obidients were so kind of strong-minded that they believe that at this stage, if you say Labour Party or anything, they are the lifeline of that. And I'm saying that logically, yes, you are. But nothing is logical about Nigeria. That's why some of you are currently asking, why is he doing all of this? Why is he trying to create all this problem? If he's actually love this party and he supports the Kiniko, Baba na grandma, you the talk. All those questions, you have all your answers. So you are entrapped in a system that they deliberately made redundant, right? So that there will be no real challenger. It is systemic. It is systemic. Their law says, if you join a political party to run for office and you are not a member of that political party, there is something called waiver. That waiver will allow you are not a member, you are supposed to be a member of political party for at least 6 months. Sorry, is this 6 or 3 months? No. They said 30 days or something, I don't know, whatever. But you have to be for a certain period. And you can then stand to run for office. Obi left PDP, resigned, right? Which means he's no longer a member of any party. Then he started meeting all these people until he met Labour Party. When he met Labour Party, that time they didn't have any crisis. So there was no issue at all. It was a gem party for those who are handling the party at the state level. Sure, you get. They don't really dabble much into the national. Now, those with the national, they chop national. When it comes to the state, everybody is his own lord of manor. Depends on how you can negotiate. It doesn't matter if they have their own candidates. It doesn't matter. Whoever pays more, they go for them. No noise. Nobody expects them to win presidency anyway. Imagine political parties that are there with no intention of winning any national election. Just participate and let the moguls come who won't become something and bring their money. And when it is 9 minutes, 11th hour, they will go to their parent party. That's how it's done. I participated in Nigerian politics before I left Nigeria in 2012. I was made PDP youth leader for my ward in Odo-Ogbolu local government. Yes, Odo-Ogbolu Ward 4. I was made the PDP youth leader. They were going to inaugurate me. They didn't know that I was already living in Nigeria. I was that good and very active locally that way. So to let you know that I participated, I know all this. They were going to make me a state chairman, what do you call it? PA to state chairman, PDP. They didn't know that I don't get my visa. That time, every time I sleep, now I never visit UK, sure you get. But every time I sleep, all my dream, now for UK, everywhere, I come be like I don't do Nigeria again. But guess what? The point is this, I know them how it is done. I know Arabambi very well. Arabambi, the one that is pushing Lamidi, Apapa Wolf, Babalawo Apapa. I know him. I have known him. Like, I'm so surprised that the guy is still trying to look, dress, and look like somebody who is like in his 20s or his 30s. These are known political jobbers. And because this is his life, he is known to get all this, all these mad court injunctions. They will get court injunctions, so that you can come and pay them. Sure, you get. They have no other ambition. Every 4 years, I know these guys. Sometimes you will think he's a PDP member. Sometimes you think maybe it's ACN member. When Amosun was there, you will think it's ACN, then APC. When Benga Daniel was there, you will think it's PDP. But it's Labour. Sure you get. So that has been the game. So looking at these guys from far and seeing him acting up and, playing what they have always been playing locally with so many of you obedient today, it kind of brings some sort of a mixed feelings. It's funny on the side and it is heartbreaking on the other. You know why it is funny is because, Leopard, they say we never cheered or change is sports, Abi. So whatever Arabambi and Co are doing, for those who are synonymous with them and things like that, it's kind of funny. But it is also sad because these guys are a product of a failed country. Merely looking at them, you can tell, these are people who live from hand to mouth and they will do anything. They will do anything for money. They will do anything. And it seems that no matter how much they do or they have done, Baba, they just seems not to really change. Whatever money they are being given, every now and then, they still look haggard, wretched, and beggarly. I'm speaking from the point of somebody who actually knows this guy very well. Well, I told you, I said when Apapa was commissioned, because they are all the same, they said, look for something. Your real job is to take over the party. The moment Apapa takes over the party, it will sack all of the executives that are not known to him or ready to work with him. They have just one job. That one job is get all of the cases of Labour Party, whether in a House of Assembly, whether in a Senate, whether in a Rep, or even a governor, whatever Labour Party is challenging in any court in Nigeria, it is with one single command. Labour Party's legal team, they will walk into those tribunals, and they will withdraw those cases by submitting no case afterward. Now, you would say, that's impossible, Mayegun. Of course. Don't ever say it is impossible. The intention is not to make it easy. The intention is to create the confusion. Look at what happened today. Do you know what happened today? Apapa, that once sacked the rest of the executives of Labour Party and appointed himself chairman, said, Abure, they forged the documents that they used in clearing Obi and Datti to join Labour Party. That they had their presidential candidate, but the presidential candidate was moved out, and his name was swapped for Obi and Datti. And when they were checking all the documents that they submitted to courts in changing the name of their candidate to that of Obi, Peter Obi and Datti, they discovered that Abure and his crew, they forged the signatures of some of the executives. Do you get that? That's the accusation, no? So that more will not mix out waiting there they really fight for. Even though you ask, why now? You know the intention, sure you get. But this is what they say they are fighting for. They said some people who also bought forms in Labour Party, they said Abure Julius Abure and his own exco, they forged the signatures of so many other members and other people in order to change Obi's name to that of their former what have you. Now, they said they don't have anything against Obi, but they said they did the same thing for so many other candidates, governorship and senatorial candidates, that Abure did the same thing in changing the names of candidates, because when the obedient wave came, a lot of people started saying they want to run for office. They want to run for office. Many of them were never Labour Party members. Of course, you know that. And it was the same waiver they gave to Obi, they gave to everybody who contested the election. So what they are now saying is that all those waiver that Abure gave, they were forged. And because they were forged, Abure must be removed as chairman. Since Abure will be removed as chairman, Lamidi Apapa will now be the chairman. And being the chairman, they want to question all of the people that Abure gave waiver to. Meaning, since the signatures were forged, that simply means their waiver is illegal. So if they are in different courts, listen to this, if they are in different courts right now, challenging their election that they are rigged, they are wasting their time because their clearance is illegal. If they won election on Labour Party's platform in this last election, now that primarily means if they also got waiver to contest that election and they won, Shebi, you know that Labour Party won 8 Senate. Abi, they won about how many reps? 36 or so House of Reps. Wait, let's not mix them up. Anyway, they won over 76 House of Assembly seats. Are you with me? So they said with Lamidi Apapa, what Lamidi Apapa is pushing is that all of these people who were given ticket to contest election under Labour Party in the last election, their clearance, their waiver by Abure is illegal. So which means all of the winners of Labour Party elections, Apapa is about to withdraw them. And get a court injunction that says, since it is, according to INEC, it is the political party that presents the candidate for election, not candidate themselves. So that therefore gives Apapa, if he's the chairman. Oh. Okay, before we get to that, it's like I'm going too fast, Abby. Okay, let's go back to what happened today. So Apapa suddenly have sons, different Sandalili, Abisan Fili, senior advocate of New Sons in Nigeria. Apapa currently have the capacity to employ senior advocate of Nigeria, people that get paid. One senior advocate of Nigeria, if you employ them, they get paid between 10 million and 15 million naira every month. Currently, Babalawo Apapa, this man on the left, where's that picture? Currently has about 4 senior advocates of Nigeria that are now working with him in order to prove the man on the right as having committed a crime by forging signature in clearing candidate for Labour Party in the last election, including Peter Obi. Now, this guy has 4 senior advocates of Nigeria on his team and so many other lawyers that are filing different cases in courts right now on his behalf against Labour Party. So they went to court today. Yeah? So in the court, the Abure's lawyers, the current chairman, his lawyer, they went to court to challenge the court's jurisdiction. No, you don't have jurisdiction. You cannot rule on this case. My lord, you are not allowed. That was the argument today. Argument that should the court have the jurisdiction to listen to this Apapa case or not. So the court now ruled today that yes, we have jurisdiction. We want to listen to the case. That's what happened in their court today. The court said, okay, you, Abure, and you, Apapa, meet us next week, Friday, so that we can begin to listen to your cases and your arguments. In a normal court, let me explain that to you. If, for example, let's say Nigeria, let's say as they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, his lawyers, you know what his lawyers did? They went to court, and in one of their demand in court, they were like, the courts have no rights to even entertain any case against Nnamdi Kanu, because the process of his kidnap from Kenya to Nigeria was actually like illegal. So if Nigeria court entertain any case against Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria, the judges are committing international crime too. You know what the court said in Nigeria? They said, they agreed with Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers. They said, it is true, we have no jurisdiction on this case. Nigeria must take Nnamdi Kanu back to Kenya. And if they want the Nigerian court to try him, they must first report him in Kenya. Process is normal legal extradition. Now, if Nigeria win the case of extraditing Nnamdi Kanu, they can then bring him to Nigeria. Then they can then present a case against him. But by kidnapping him, they have already violated their rights. Sure, you understand? Which means the court would have to determine if truly, and what do you call it? Abure, which is the current chairman, is the one that Apapa is saying committed a crime. And because he committed a crime, he can no longer be the chairman. So Abure now take him to court to say, you, this court that Apapa came to, you have no jurisdiction. This is a party matter. It is none of your business. According to this and that, this is our party matter. So that was what they went to argue today. Oh. So the court now not be say who is chairman or who is not chairman. Oh. That's not what they went to do. Oh. It was about, can the court even listen to Apapa's case or not? But guess what? Apapa didn't only have sons, senior lawyers, and other junior lawyers. Apapa have the media. He has been given prime time on the top media channels in Nigeria. He will be there. Even when he was suspended by their National Executive Council, the neck of Labour Party, the highest ranking body of their party. Even when he got suspended, guess what? He got the prime time on TV. And all he had to do was just to say, no, it didn't happen. And that's it. So he had the media. Now, that's what happened inside court. Oh. When they got out of the court, Apapa declared himself chairman. Yes, he declared himself the chairman. And he said, now that the court has ruled that I am the chairman, I am giving Peter Obi lawyers who are handling any case in Nigerian tribunal, I give you 48 hours to come and report to me. I'm going to share that with you. Let's go to that court. Sorry, guys, those who are on TikTok, you won't be able to see that or see this, but you'll be able to hear it. So, Apapa, with the media suddenly started like, Apapa is in charge. I'm now in charge. I'm now in this. You know what I mean? It's a drama. Their intention is not really to control anything per se. Their intention is to create this acrimony, derail you, disturb you, as the APC, PD, and just some are banging you left and right. Internally, Apapa will be doing his things. I have a story for you. It's called the backup story. Just to make you understand better. Now, Apapa declaring himself the chairman of Labour Party, now in charge.
For the party. Okay. Where will go? Yes, I will just talk to you. And see, the acting national chairman of the party was in court, Alhaji Bashiru Apapa Lamidi. And the court today pronounced very clearly that when a political party is in peace, they do not need the intervention of court. But once there is a crisis in the political party, a crack, that makes it impossible, that makes the center no longer to hold, that invitation by any of the interested party for the court to intervene will be entertained by court. So contrary to their position that the court lacks jurisdiction to entertain the matter, contrary to their position that the matter is not justiciable, my Lord in its infinite wisdom today said no, that the world cannot watch the party crumble without coming or stepping in to intervene. So today we thank the court most sincerely for dismissing the frivolous preliminary objection they brought to challenge the jurisdiction of the court. So that was what happened today, and we are very happy. The party is happy, and we wanted to go on with the case so that with the world we know who is the authentic chairman or leadership of the party. But they came up and said they were not ready. So we want the world to know that they are the ones that are now delaying the case. It is not longer on our part because we wanted that matter to be determined urgently. But they said they were not ready. So in order not for them to go back and begin to shout that the court shut them out, so we have to align with them today to say, well, let the court give them a date. And so the court has asked us to return back again on Friday next week. So that is what transpired today. Your name again? Monday Mawa for Labour Party.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Apapa Lamidi Apapa, the acting national chairman of Labour Party. I am so pleased that justice has taken place today, because under normal circumstances we begin to doubt, but today we are happy that the judge has acted promptly and reasonably. There's no doubt that I am now in charge. It has now been confirmed by the court that I have the right to be in charge until another order is taking place. As of today, I'm the chairman, acting chairman of the party, and anybody who parades himself, apart from myself, is acting legally. And I want to tell the whole world that come next Friday, the real suit will start, when the issue of forgery, conspiracy, and so on and so forth will commence. And from there, we know if actually that offense has been committed or not. I want to use this opportunity again to tell the whole world that the tribunal that is going on, I want to invite all the lawyers that are in charge, that are representing Labour Party, that they should come for briefing. They should come and give me updates of what is happening in that tribunal within the next 48 hours. Because right now, I'm the person on the driver's seat, and I'm fully in charge. I'm giving this opportunity for them to know that this is the order. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you.
So you'll be wondering. Some of you are like, why now? Or if you are still asking why, you are is either you are pretending or you are just completely naive. The whole entertainment is going to get, the whole support and coverage is going to get is establishment sponsored. Tinubu, of course. They call it a strategy in Nigeria. They say, oh, it's a strategy. People who are impoverished, people who are under the heavy yoke or every weight of oppression and poverty, they will tell you it is strategy. It's a strategy. That's political strategy for you. It is absolute criminal. But guess what? Not in Nigeria. But you see those guys, not long ago. See, I was telling you a story of how they normally do. It's when election is so close, it is their time to chop. I haven't really been kind of accustomed to them acting this way when election was gone or over. You know what Apapa want to do? I'll tell you this. They are going to, you remember the day, what was that again? I think it was last week when the tribunal opened. No, it wasn't last week. It was this week, on Monday. When the tribunal opened, right, the political parties, they had about 5 or 6 political parties challenging Kolu, right? And one of them was, they had to withdraw their case. Why? Because 2 lawyers represented the same political party, the same candidate, in the same petition, and they were there trying to figure out who is the real one, who is not the real one, in front of their tribunal. At the end of the day, they had to withdraw the entire petition out of embarrassment. That's exactly what Apapa want to represent. for having the backing of the criminal APC, Egbekegbe. So what they will do is this. They're going to write a lengthy letter. Send a lengthy, what do you call it? A team, maybe not lengthy. And they're going to appear in one of these, their tribunal, presidential tribunal trial. Or it's not even a trial. Petition, sha. And they're going to demand that on the authorization of the party chairman, they are withdrawing all the cases in court. Now, to create that confusion and to amplify it and even possibly wreck the petition of Obi, the journey is being, I've started, but if you are looking for who is sponsoring them, they are not being paid by Tinubu directly. Okay? They are being paid by the dubious Dapo, Ogun State governor. So, while Obi and the Obidients were everywhere doing their 1 million man march, doing their sensitization and grassroots mobilization, getting people to go and sign up and pick up their voters card and all of that. These guys that have now become the Damwa Dubo of Labour Party, they were partying with dubious Dapo in Okemoson, Abeokuta. Let's go back to that time. Obi was asking you to vote out PDP and APC. Labour Party, these criminals you just saw in the video, one of them was in the government house in Okemoson. How much did they give them? 5 million naira. To get Obi's petition out of court, how much have they given them? 40 million naira. What have they promised them? Possibly nothing. Just what they can get now because of 5 million naira. They were in Okemoson. Abandoning their own candidate, governorship, assembly, rep, they quickly embrace a man who has a cash. One of them, Arabambi. Watch.
We have a comrade Oyewole Musaya, that's the secretary. Otobayinka Abiboye, that's the deputy chairman. We have Adelaide Godwin, our youth leader. Olufemi Olushola, that's our secretary chairman for Ogun West. And we have Prince Tosin Milu, that's our state organizing secretary. Your Excellency, let me start from the humble quotation of one young Benanso Gravina, who says that true maturity lies in being very, very silent, turning away and moving your motion, because when ignorance, when they speak, intelligent people will be very, very silent. It is this intelligence that is one of the very good attributes of our governorship candidate. I want, to be noted. We have gubernatorial candidates. We have governorship candidates. In Ogun State, we have 2 gubernatorial candidates. And in Ogun State, we have 1 governorship candidate. And that governorship candidate is our governorship candidate. Because everybody must have noted that of recent, we have all manner of declarations, endorsement on WhatsApp, endorsement in the air, as if to say their personalities and power, their evil spirit that don't show in photograph. All manner of people, they will say this party have done this party have done that, 300 people. Even yet, I mean, 3 days ago, I had the 300 Labour Party member defected too. But there was not a single photograph. So I don't know whether there are principalities and power, whether there are evil spirits. But today, here we have life, flesh, and blood, to come and endorse our governorship candidate. It's not gubernatorial. We have gubernatorial candidates. They know themselves. But you see, when we say our governorship, it is not the question of our excellency being APC governorship candidate. No, Ogun State governorship candidate, because it's returning unopposed. Yes, sir. That's why we are here. Because where you have this, criteria of endorsement, you know that person is a governorship candidate, not a gubernatorial candidate. Because where you are a gubernatorial candidate, you will see some of his subjects, they campaign to the governorship candidate. And that's exactly what we are seeing in that Buffon and Moron, that I'm not going to mention their name. But I know that we have one government candidate here, and Ogun State Labour Party is here. We don't have any dissenting voices. We know ourselves. For how many years now? We have come to tell your excellency that you are our governorship candidate. Because Ogun State must move forward. Ogun State must be productive. Ogun State must, move from this era of deception, or people that don't even know what to do to themselves, rather than promising the people of Ogun State what they can offer. I know the only man that can offer us progress in Ogun State is the governorship candidate that we have come here to endorse. So for us, Labour Party, Mr. Chairman, please, you will go to that side, because we are going to do what other people have not done. We are going to raise the hand of our governor, because it's our governorship. Now, because we are not principalities and power, we are not evil spirit. We are flesh and blood. So that tomorrow, no, but that's why I said you guys should always put gentleman. Everybody knows that we don't make trouble. We are just good. Yes, we are just there. We are just. So, our own endorsement is not behind camera, it's in front of our, it's in front of camera. So, our governor here, our governorship candidate, we, Ogun State Labour Party, have come to say yes to your second term.
Arabambi. He paraded himself as Ogun State Labour Party PRO. That's what they feed on. So if you are asking who is funding them, who is funding these guys to be doing what they are doing, it's not Tinubu directly. So there you have your answer. Dubious Dakpo. And I've got more videos. Maybe you should listen to what the other one had to say. The one they presented as chairman, the one that presented himself as chairman, right? Listen.
We're not saying that even after the next 4 years, Ogun State will become the El Dorado or the Dubai of Nigeria. But we want to believe that you will do your own bit. And your bit will take Ogun State to a higher realm. That is why we have come. We want to congratulate you ahead. Even though the election may have been shifted, it also gives you opportunity to garner and gather more support to your side. Whatever little support the Labour Party can give and will help plunge you to victory and will join in your success. I want to believe the election of March 18th will be another new dawn in our state. We congratulate you and your party in the election of February the 25th. We congratulate the president-elect. And we are congratulating all the candidates of APC, and I think his distinguished senator-elect.
Somebody said, Mayegun, remove these clowns. I know. Or because you are watching it live, it's going to be like you wish you could skip it. And but it's part of the whole content, remember? Those were the party leaders, Labour Party leaders in Ogun State. And they are the same ones who are also in court because other people are now accused of forging signature and acting on behalf of Labour Party, which they didn't tell them. Do you get that? Anyway, the embattled chairman said, I apologize that we have hooligans, we have charlatans. As member of a Labour Party causing us this embarrassment, yeah, I'm coming back to Apapa. But listen to their chairman.
I remain the national chairman of the party. Sure. The party is...
Correct. Sure. Atapa chairman. Correct. Sure.
Labour Party is a democratic institution. Yes. And you don't use coup d'etat to take over the leadership of the party.
That's right.
You don't take over the leadership of the party from the back door. What Apapa and Co try to do, although we understand them because they have been paid by their paid masters.
Yes.
If you look at the statement they have made today, they are talking about the tribunal. Whatever they say is about the tribunal. Whatever they say is about the tribunal. And it's no longer news that these disgruntled Labour Party members have been paid to truncate the cases in tribunal. If you look at all their interviews, it is tailored towards that. Even today, it is also, they are also talking about the tribunal. And therefore, they are only satisfying their paymasters. So we urge our party members to disregard them. You don't take over the leadership of the party from the back door. Nobody appointed them. And the constitution of the party is clear as to how you remove a national chairman, how new one should emerge, who should monitor it, and so on and so forth. So it is very clear that they are trying to satisfy their paymasters, and it's unfortunate that this group of people found themselves in Labour Party. But obviously I'm not worried, because the time has come for us to separate the wheat from the chaff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. The party was a small party. And therefore, we accommodated all forms of charlatans in the party. Yes. All forms of dubious people in the party. These are people who didn't offer anything to the party. Apapa scored 0 in Oyo State in the presidential election. Arababi, who is claiming to be the publicity secretary, scored 0 in Ogun State in the presidential election. They even supported other candidates in other political parties. They should go and check the record. In Edo, I scored 79%.
So that's Abure. It's not disagree. It's not like, sort of fighting the fact that they may have issue. And whatever that issue is, if they want to remove him, there are procedure of how to remove him. And he has to be within their party and it can be resolved within there. But that's not the intention. Abure Bawo, even Apapa, everyone is just like a bridge to demand that has no structure. That demand, they said, or they intentionally push to the third. We're hoping that it will go straight into oblivion and all that. Yeah? And he is not. So they are coming for him. And that is why, in Apapa's statement, once again, listen to this.
That justice has taken place today. Because under normal circumstances, we begin to doubt. But today, we are happy that the judge has acted promptly and reasonably. There's no doubt that I am now in charge. it has now been confirmed by the court that I have the right to be in charge until another order is taking place. As of today, I'm the chairman, acting chairman of the party, and anybody who parades himself, apart from myself, is acting legally. And I want to tell the whole world that come next Friday, the real suit will start, when the issue of a forgery, conspiracy, and so on and so forth will commence. And from there, we know if actually that offense has been committed or not. I want to use this opportunity again to tell the whole world that the tribunal that is going on, I want to invite all the lawyers that are in charge, that are representing Labour Party, that they should come for briefing. They should come and give me updates of what is happening in that tribunal within the next 48 hours. Because right now, I'm the person on the driver's seat, and I'm fully in charge. I'm giving this opportunity for them to know that this is the order.
The acting national chairman of the party was in.
So that is Apapa's position. All the lawyers representing Labour Party, they must go and brief Apapa, or else they will receive their sack letter on Channels Television after 48 hours. I just thought I should help him complete the warning. So all day you will say, Abi, nothing they happen. You will say, okay. They have come out to say Labour Party is not against inauguration of Tinubu. That anybody that is talking about not inaugurating Tinubu is committing an unconstitutional what have you. Labour Party supports the inauguration of Tinubu. His own faction just announced. And Arabambi trying to send a message to the Obidients. He said, listen, guys, anybody that is attacking us, all of us trying to do the right thing in Labour Party, everybody abusing us is Obidients. The real Obidients, they obey the law, they follow the law, and they support Apapa according to Arabambi. He has the message for you. I don't think you will like the message, but I'm still going to deliver it anyway. So, he was in a car. Where's that clip? Hang on. He was in a car, and he was pretty much upset, by the way, very upset, that a lot of you don't understand the politics. You are obedient, fine, but the fact that you rebuked those who are trying to gaslight you, for example, when Shoyinka called you fascist, and a lot of you rebuked that, and you pushed back, and you know what that caused, right? Obi had to come in and say, I apologize. And another one said, oh, yeah, the Pastor Adeboye said Tinubu is going to fix Nigeria with God, with the help of God. And you pushed back as well. So according to Arabambi, now you Obidients. Now, una did spoil Obidients' name. I'm a little bit not confused. I don't know about you. Listen to the message. This one is going to be annoying. The other ones are boring, or maybe annoying and boring. This is going to be like annoying, and then boring again. Maybe not boring, but annoying. Watch this.
PO granted an interview where he lambasted the obedient people that are attacking Pastor Adeboye. Obedient people will definitely respect the law. But obedient, they are not members of Labour Party. These are reneged, from most of these mushroom parties, people that have no bearing. Those are the people we call obedient. They are not part of us. They are just mercenaries. I hope you get me.
Yes.
These are a bunch of mercenaries. These are people that are predators, They thought our party is an avenue for them to come and light their illegal coast. But the obedient are the people that are with Labour Party. They have agreed to follow the rule of law. And that's what I said, that obedient and Labour Party members should be wary of anybody that want to cause war. How will you tell me you are in Nigeria and you want to plunge us into war? Look at what is happening in Sudan. Is that the kind of thing anybody want to tell me? the blood of Nigeria is so important. Are you getting me?
Yeah,
For the interest of anybody. So that is, those are the people I call Obidients. They are not members of Labour Party. So we don't want them in Labour Party. They should stay where they are coming from. They do not make any statement using the name of Labour Party. They are not allowed because they are not a member. So that is what we are saying. The Obidients are the Labour Party family. Who will stand by the rule of law? Who will obey the law, of Nigeria? But anybody who is calling for an interim administration, anybody who say no, don't do swearing in on May 29, we call them Obidients. Because where is the antecedent? P.O. was a governor, do not forget, he was challenged by Adiuba. Nobody said, oh, you must not be sworn in. Chief Obasanjo was challenged in court. Yadra was challenged in court. President Buhari was challenged in court. Was there any time anybody say, oh, do not do sworn in for them? No. So wherever they get their decision from, I don't know. But you see, for most of these Obidients, they are behaving like a non-Nigerian. Those who just have interest in plunging us into war, and they are not members of our party. That's why I call on security agency. That whosoever, in any capacity, call for bloodshed in Nigeria, they should be arrested. They are not members of the Labour Party. We don't want our name as a political party to go down the issue of Nigeria as a political party that bring Nigeria against themselves. They are plunging Nigeria into war. We do not want that. That was not the ideology. I can't be in a party for 14 years. Some people will now tell me they know the party more than we do. They should go back to where they're coming from. If they know, they know what they are doing. If they want to claim, they know they have. They should go back to their party and build it.
So according to him, the obedient are those who are not asking that Tinubu must not be sworn in. Are you with me? And the obedients, according to him, are those who don't, they don't obey the law. They fight everyone. Those who obey, is to make it look confusing, but it's not. It's not confusing. It shouldn't be, right? Is referring to all of you who have taken it upon yourselves to rebuke and debunk all the lies that they are throwing your way. When you get attacked and killed, they blame you. They say you are the cause. When they attack you on social media and you push back and fight back, they will quickly scream. They have started again. Oh, they cannot even take another person's opinion. They cannot do this or that. Meanwhile, in fairness, all these people, whether not for Tinubu or Atiku or Obi, the Obidients, if you want to be fair, you will say they are all giving it to themselves, or all this violence, they are giving it to themselves of equal proportion. How dare you abuse Professor Wale Soyinka because he called you fascist? Fascists are those who kill people who doesn't agree with them. They attack people, they bomb properties, they threaten people, they profile people. They tell you the way to dress, the way to walk, the way to speak, where to stand, where to sit, where to sleep, and on like that. These are the ideas of the fascists, and these are the ideas of the APC. They even displayed it in your charade election when they publicly said, if you are not voting for them, do not come near the voting unit. And it's on record, but they were not called fascists. So when you pushed back, they attacked you for it and said, hey, you people will destroy Nigeria. Oh, you disobedient, you destroy, you will burn Nigeria. You want to cause war in Nigeria. It is all targeted, if you don't know, coordinated. But the same people, they will tell you, this Obasanjo is Omuali. Obasanjo is Yoruba. The former president, two-time president of Nigeria, a Yoruba man. But because it doesn't belong to the political group of Tinubu, anybody who doesn't is Omuale. But they can conveniently tell you is Omuale. Oyedepo is a pastor. Adeboye is a pastor. When the Obidients responded to Adeboye, no, hang on. When Oyedepo spoke and they fired him, they didn't say he was a Balagba. He is a man of God. He is a church leader. They called him out. They attacked him. And we all saw that. Adeboye came out. Obidient fired back. Then Obidient became the fascist who doesn't tolerate people. Do you understand that kind of a trick? So when you push back, when you fight back, when they push their agenda or their propaganda and you fire back as well, they quickly pick you up. Pa Adebanjo is a 90 what? How old is that, Baba? 96 years old man who publicly rejected Kolu. There is no name they didn't call Adebanjo. Adebanjo is called Omuale, Agbaya, Agba this, betrayer, and all of that. But the moment people said that, who else is in that place? Well, anyway, you shall get what I mean. They are all giving it to themselves of equal proportion, right? And most of the time, these are coming from the criminals who first attack you when they feel like nobody is looking or watching. You see old men calling them obituary, calling them few other things, naming them names and profiling them. And when they fight back, they are called disrespectful. They have no respect. They don't love Nigeria. They don't shake back. You know what I mean? It is called gaslighting. I don't know if they think it is still working, but I don't think it is. In my own, from my own experience. So they now said, "Obi everywhere, go they apologize. I apologize. I call on the obedient." No, stop it. Stop apologizing to these people who are actually like a bunch of criminals. All they wanted is for you to feel guilty of fighting back. Do you understand that? So Obi they started dragging Obi yesterday. When suddenly Obi said that there are some people who are like hiding as obedience, who are now attacking or abusing the likes of Adeboye and the rest of all these, members of the establishment who are disguising, are hibernating, and hiding behind whatever thing they are, facade they are putting out there. So these young people could see through all the lies, through the facade and the rest. So you will be coming out to come and tell them that some people are they are pretending to be obedient. Baba, stop Shebe. Stop apologizing. When last did you see Tinubu come out to condemn those who are calling their fellow Yorubas Omoale because they didn't follow Tinubu? Did you ever see that? Did you ever see Kolu come out to say, "I apologize to all the Igbos. I apologize to everybody Lagosians who suffered in the hands of these untrained Agberos, these untrained, ignorant, unproductive criminals called Agberos in Lagos. I am sorry that happened." How many of you saw that? Any? Anyway. So stop apologizing and stop acting like, and some are now beginning to say that he's an hypocrite. Stop pretending that you don't know what is going on. I mean, it was all out there. That was when Arabambi came out to say some are obedient, some are obedient. You know what I mean? Anyway, in one of the images that were making round, as Kolu left. Now, Kolu left, and nobody knows where Kolu is right now. Nobody knows. Not even any APC Egbekegbe member knows where Kolu is right now, right? However, in court, this image, this is us now going to court, okay? Hang on, I didn't add another one. Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu, Oshimbade Pastor Ruga is a leader in Yoruba land. According to this APC, this one is even their member. They printed a poster, and they put the poster everywhere in Abuja and Lagos. See the poster. Because he decided to run for office that Escobar was also gunning for. This is supposed to be somebody who used to be their poster boy. He used to be their fine Obama. Fake Pastor Ruga But the moment he challenged the emperor, he became the Judas. If they could do this to one of their own, and they turn around and say, you Obidients have no respect, you don't even respect elders, they are gaslighting you. And people should probably tell Obi to stop pretending too. Because I saw where Showore started, where Showore also pounced on him. And in fact, Showore is a case. But you know something in my world is that I have identified the establishment and their friends and their cronies and their networks and all of that. And in my own world, if you have identified them, any group or any party or any people that actually come together to fight that same establishment for, whether through your own idea or through somebody else's idea, but something that could actually shake the foundation of the rotten system and it gives way, even if they are not doing it so right, Baba, it is not on our side to now put on Jalavia and put on what do you call it, helmet, akotolokada, and carry sword, carry gun, carry machine gun and start shooting ourselves. Because the more you destroy yourselves, the better for the establishment that you are fighting. So that's one thing that Showore has that I picked in all of this. This is no longer trying to be a critic. Do you understand that now? It is more like it is beyond that. And when I saw that Obi was apologizing, it was kind of a little bit weird somehow, but maybe not. But when Showore jumped on it, it just gave a different vibe. And I was like, oh my God. It really went down. You disobey, you are a pretender, you are a liar, you are a this. I was like, oh my God. To whose gain? To the gain of the establishment. Destroy yourselves, fight yourselves, attack yourselves, expose yourselves, do our job for us. To whose gain? So that all of us can go back to where? Anyway, he was apologizing and people were like, stop doing this. These guys are killing, they are actually killing Obidients. People's arms were being amputated because they got stabbed by thugs because they are obedient. People's eyes, people are going blind simply because they said they are following Obi. All these atrocities, right, are being mellowed and they want to bury them, just like the same way they thought they could bury the bloodshed of October 2020, remember? So they bounced on it and it was like a bazaar. So one of these, which was one of those things they said, he's always looking for attention. But guess what? Pictures can tell so many stories, right? And it can also tell no single story. But we love motion video, motion pictures and all of that to kind of enlighten us. May I show you what's happened there? It wasn't greeting that guy, that Omole, that rogue, where the UK, like the guy the UK. So waiting the chop is that he put up, put together few other hungry losers here in the UK, put them together, and they form a group. They said that they are the APC UK. All they wanted is just an access to the cookie in Nigeria. They are a bunch of beggars, the Bele lecturers. A lot of you have been watching Mayegu and you don't know the meaning of the Mumu lecturers, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu Madus, the Buhari-Dins, Buhari-Didins, and the rest of them. This Somali, this guy, is one of the Bele. It's not even like, nothing like anything substantial. Just, first class imported Abrodian Buhari idiots. And it's been like that for a while. Anyway, why Kolu was waving his hand and disappeared to God knows where. Omole was in Nigeria doing Mr. Political Party Man, a political jobber, imported political jobber. Sure you get. So he was there cleaning glasses, but that's not actually what happened. It was completely ignored. But he was sitting on the path where Obi was to pass. This is the true event that happened that day. I'll share that with you.
Now, wow. The Emperor, the Lion, he is here. You never said anything.
Yes,
Yes, sir. The man himself is seated. Now, wow.
So it was just pretty much like a Ogbeni Bese, like a move, I won't pass, without saying anything. And that was the moment the picture was taken, and then it became a sensation for the Lagos Abobakus. Anyway, I just thought I should clear that part. Let's go forward again. Talking about courts now. Like, let's say we are inside a court in Nigeria. Or maybe I should say before I go to court. So this Apapa thing, most of those who are celebrating it, this guy, you know, you remember this guy who cried when they decided to give the APC youth leader to that lying Israel, that you're Israel. And this was the guy they told to step down. Now it's going to be one of those they plan to make, spokesperson for Tinubu. You know that role that Tolu Ogunlesi is playing. How many of you know Tolu Ogunlesi? What very brilliant guy. But they put him under Bashiru. That Bashiru now, that guy, recharge card seller from Kano. So they made him the head of Bokwari's Twitter special advisors. So they are the special advisors to Bokwari on Twitter matters, Facebook comments, TikTok abuses, and every other thing that has to do with you. I mean, so their job was to create fake accounts and flood them everywhere on social media in defense of Bokwari. That's the job. So that guy, Olusegun, is likely going to get one under Tinubu as a compensation. Okay? He is celebrating Labour Party of Apapa. Here you get. Here is another one. This one, one of the Atiku's boys. Let me tell you something. You see this boy, in Mama, they say in Mama. Now, one of the chief civil servant in Oyo State. Now, you see that in Mama, they were running a racket where they would do ghost workers. Here you get ghost workers. So, and they were making so much money from it, and they got exposed. And from that, on social media, people kind of get to know him that this one, you see game off. But he's one of the Atifu's boys, very young boy. So, when this issue of Apapa came up, they were among those who were celebrating it. They say, yes, the chairman is good. The chairman have spoken. Whatever. I thought I should share that with you as well. Now let's go to that court. Atiku was in court. Because, you know, Atiku is waiting. He's the one that declared second, though. Atiku said he has, his own evidence that he won the election, but they must disqualify Kolu first so that they can then declare him winner. And if he has to go to a rerun, they must say that Kolu must not participate. All of that, today. It's not today. Is it today? Yeah, it's today. So they have adjourned, by the way. They've adjourned him to, Wednesday again, to the 18th of May, which is next week. Let's go to the outside court. But when Atiku arrived, which has also become a point of conversation or discussion on social media, that Atiku is actually driving convoy. That didn't go down well with APC, even though as Apapa's story is still in the show. This was how Atiku arrived in their court for the tribunal.
My friend. Where's Your Excellency. Yeah. I want to see
Now that's inside, yeah. Now let me show you the one before inside. Even when the INEC woman was there, I think that was yesterday or today. It doesn't matter. Everything shines inside the court. 2 clips. So, Symphony, Thanks for this. We are borrowing this. Let's go back to the court.
Post application is something you have on now. We are trying to. Hello, how are you? We are helping you to come to Jogo session. We are trying to constitution. We are trying Arule Papa. This prince of the Niger. Who does not want to fight for your person?
No, we'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow.
Thank you.
So, sir, can we get your reaction to today's proceedings and the fact that you also tried to move an application where you want the proceedings to be televised live?
Yes.
So, can you tell us more about that?
Yes. Happily, the pre-hearing session has commenced in the Atiku PDP petition. All the necessary preliminary issues have been dealt with. And we also brought up the issue of the motion on notice which we filed and which we served on all the parties in the case. And that is the motion for the live televising of the proceedings in this case, because we consider these proceedings very, very critical and important to the nation, one in which every Nigerian is a stakeholder. So this motion will come up perhaps on a Thursday when this matter is adjourned to. It's been expected that the other parties will.
Morning, bro. About a character. Nice.
Test. 1, 2, 3.
Everybody.
I know that's a long watch, isn't it? Right. So that was them, during their own pre-hearing review, and they've adjourned Atiku to 18th of May. Peter Obi's case is adjourned till 17th of May, next week. Thursday, I think, or Wednesday. Atiku's is that of next week, Thursday. And they're asking that the all petition hearing and all that should be streamed live. So the proposal has been submitted, which means they would need the consent of Tinubu's team as well. And the drama will continue from there if the tribunal is going to allow that or not, okay? So they are actually asking for it, and I like that. I do, seriously. So Atiku and others met outside the courtroom where they kind of met with the governors outgoing and incoming, and where the wiki was missing. So, but there is something I picked from there, the speech of, what's this guy, Obaseki and the other guy. So I'll kind of want you to listen to them too, right? From the PDP supposed governors, blah, 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 blah seminar. Watch.
Talk about it without talking about the drama
about the economy, because whatever actions they take, as you can see, affect our states. The second point I want to make, which came out of the presentation, is that of the decisions that have just been made on the devolution of power and what the president signed up to allow states now participate in some key sectors of the economy and our society. My experience as governor, for me, you have to focus on two key things. First is law and order within your state and internal security. Because once you do that, you begin to build confidence in your people and in people looking in from outside to come and invest. The second, and I'm so glad that we finally signed it into the Constitution, is electricity, power. Because without electricity, your cost of running government, the cost of doing business in your state will be too high and people will not come. So we need to focus on those constitutional amendments to make sure that we work very assiduously, because the federal agencies that used to control.
Politicians all talk, no action. I want to listen to this one with a scream, they shout. Then I'll show you another thing.
Talk about it without talking about the drama that happened in Adamawa. Our own Governor Finkiri was the card with so many lies. He saw the ambush, he saw the trickery, and was waiting patiently for it. And that shenanigan didn't preach as the incoming elected governor of Adamawa State, to the glory of God and to the benefits of PDP. Your Excellency, thank you for giving us that privilege of giving back the government house.
So that was them at least celebrating what would have been a big race for them. That was Adamawa. And then the typical PDP. Yeah? But Wiki was missing. And they were like, if you like say Wiki don't become orphan now, you know, get political party. In the APC, they are treating him with suspicion. It's pretty much like an orphan. And soon it's not going to have that immunity. Anyway, this is coming from those who have been observing the political space for a while. That seems that the noise of Wiki and the light is dimming and dimming and dimming out every passing day. And his hope is currently hanging in the balance, or should we say is in the hands of the same APC, Egbekegbe, which we know would never forgive him. Or maybe they will forgive him. But whatever it is, Wike has no family anymore. The APC, he can't join. You know, if he joins them, they can say he's their member. But he can't. And they are saying that he also betrayed the trust of the Obidients, who thought that he was fighting a just cause only for him to end up with cancer, which is APC. So where is he going to be? I said, don't worry, don't rush. We're all counting the days. Okay? So if you're looking for your karma day or gotcha time, it's almost time. The Abuja people are currently suing the INEC, the court, I don't know, they're just suing everyone, and they are trying to stop Tinubu's inauguration. Yes, there are 2 cases right now in court to stop Tinubu from being inaugurated, and they are all both picking up their defense from the amended constitution of this year, 1999 constitution as amended. I never read that part well, but I don't see different quotes. That until somebody satisfy the constitutional requirement, blah, 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 they cannot be sworn in. Okay, a lot of people are riding on that narrative so much that it's also bringing some concerns. Kolu is not in, but they caught Aisha and Remi Werekwe together today, where Aisha was taking Remi Werekwe on a tour of the Old Rock. From the reports as well, they said the Bokwari has moved out of the Old Rock as of this hour. That he is staying back in London, as he claimed that he was seeing a dentist, is actually like an undercover of, let me say, behind the scene improvement to his properties in Kaduna, where he promised that he was going to be living, not in Katsina, in Daura. No. So they said they are currently renovating a place for him in Kaduna, or building a new place for him that will look like that of Aso Rock as well. So that when he returned from London and he returned back to Abuja, when he finally left Abuja, or when he finally leaves Abuja, he won't be spending much time, as he planned himself anyway, so he will be living in Kaduna. We just don't know whether it's going to be in Zaria or Southern Kaduna, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But they said he's waiting back in London because they don't move him goods, moving loads out of the Old Rock. And they're already trying to install a befitting old people's gadgets in the Old Rock to help guide Tinubu around the place. I didn't make that up. I heard it. Sorry, I removed the sound from this, okay? You don't even have to listen to what they have to say, do you? Let me show you. This was Aisha showing Remi Werekwe inside the Old Rock that they expect them to move into in the next 2 weeks. Yeah, it's next 2 weeks. If no court or anything stop Tinubu in the next 2 weeks, you can go inside your Old Rock, and una go come begin the campaign of Tinubu must go, he must go, he must back out, he must return the certificate and the rest of that. All those drama, in 2 weeks' time, I won't stop or change I pray for you. But look at this too. They said that Aisha went into the Old Rock as a size 12. But today, Aisha will be living inside, will be living Old Rock as a size 20. And you say Nigeria no make progress. Are you sure?
làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ dódódódó.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi number one.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wà.
So sorry, I have to put that music inside. Or else it's just gonna be like 1 minute silence for Aisha and Remi Werekwe. It could just be like a 1 minute silence for them, and that's not what happened there. They were showing where they're going to be next and all of that. I swear to God, Mayegun, inauguration will never happen. I say, Baba, I understand you. I'm just trying to like show to you that they don't think you're going to stop them. And don't blame yourself. Oh, sure you get now. Don't blame yourself if they go ahead and do their inauguration. Sure you get. Because you have no control over that. A lot of you. Okay, yeah, you may protest and do all of that to stop them, but you have no control over it. But if a court says no, there you got it, you have the control. I'm just saying, you know, so that you know go come be like, say, I'm so disappointed. The judiciary should have stopped him. They won't stop him like that, bruv. That's not how it works. That's not how things work. Okay? But until that time, Mokuna just to try and mentally imagine how you now go either fight or escape. Because when they come, if you survive Bokwari, at least some people survived him. A lot of people survived him, a lot didn't. Just imagine the kind of Bokwari style or Bokwari Nigeria, as hard as it be, as tough as it is. Just imagine it times 10. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to let you know that Nigeria is so fucked right now. That Tinubu and gang, they didn't tell you how they're going to change that. A lot of you are not interested. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. You are fucked. Yeah, I don't know how to say it better. Sorry. I don't know how to say it better. Nigeria is what? Nigeria is... So with a sick, a Kolu, a kleptomaniac, a drug dealer, and a Boko Haram sympathizer, if I tell you to make you imagine Boko Haram times 10 worse, I know what I'm talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. Not because I wish you evil. I'm not wishing you anything. I wish you what you wish yourselves. Anyway, away from court, may I take a small break? My neighbor said they went to go and report that they lost their generator. Our generator has been stolen. Let's go to the police station to report.
Help us put on for the book now, boss now. I can't put on the book because the person that will put it in the book, which is the CRO, even you ask that what did you give us for the entry of the state? So, maybe just give you anything like this before you go put on for the book. I can't put it in the book. If I was first question that this was what I mean. Even it's the one that directed it come and make me. But the janitor lost now. I beg now. I beg now. So you guys find something and before you help us put on for book. Maybe they will travel from book. I'm not the CRO here. I'm not the CRO in I know. You book like this. See, I think you transfer for it. You want transfer? Yeah. How much you want transfer? I think just transfer anything now. Make the book, make this so that the thing, because I don't want to make that guy, because if that guy will pack come out, I need that guy don't pack come out, don't finish. How much you want transfer? Make I transfer like 2K now. Let me transfer 2,000 now. I'll call your account number.
So it's a place where if you don't grease their palms, they don't get anything done. You've got to pay them. You've got to pay the police to do their job. And if people will tell you, what is the big deal there? What is the big deal if you have to pay the police to go and do their job? Don't pay them now, and you expect them to come and defend you. You expect the police to come and fight for you, Abi. So you cannot give them something. Nigeria is a mad asylum, and it is, in fact, not hidden. It is an open secret. Nigeria is a mad asylum. It's like a mad colony, the colony of mad people. That's what Nigeria is. Then you now see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 normal people walking in the midst of that chaos. So why won't you see some of them as mad too? You need to pay them. Yeah, you pay them. If you don't pay, the other day, somebody called in and they said they had a road rage. An unruly driver broke their side mirror, and they chased him, only to discover that he's actually a court bus, a court vehicle that was driving lawyers, legal practitioners. And he went into a fisticuff, and he said he hit the driver for doing that to him and all of that. And he ended up having to pay the police, pay the driver, apologize to him, and he licked his wound afterward. I'm just saying, it's a messed up place. So that is why when people leave their homes in Nigeria, they have to pray against any principalities beyond them. You can get raided by this criminal police, and your family will never know where you are. These same criminal policemen can take you to the nearest cash machine, empty your bank account. If they have to take you into the bank as well, they can do that. They intimidate, harass, and the rest. So if you don't pay them, you don't get any kind of anything done. It's a messed up place. Right. Going forward, I kind of want to share a few others with you, but I think my time is so up. The ideal thing is for us to kind of, maybe I should take 1 or 2, 3 calls. But before we do that, look at this man. Babangida, IBB. He has suffered serious health problems, especially in the last 10 years. He's depreciated. You got me, emaciated or something like that. Okay. So, and sometimes you want to say old age. He's not a young man, oh, by the way. He's about 82 years old. So when I saw that image, I was like, oh, well, he's an elder statesman in Nigeria. As long as he lives, is one of the kingmakers in Nigeria, the ones who run things behind the scene. Unfortunately, they call him elder statesman. So as you are focusing more also on the pillaging and all of that going on within the APC, Egbekegbe's run government, I think I should mention some few figures before I start taking calls or make my tea. I just heard that Nigeria has approved 22.7 billion naira to consultants that would then have to consult on building second runway in Abuja Airport. The runway itself, God knows how much that's going to cost. If consultants are being paid 22.7 billion, I think consultants are those who are going to design, draw the whole thing. Baba, runway, not a new airport, runway design, consultant getting paid that much. You know what that means? Last minute cash out. It's similar to them asking for the National Assembly's approval of 800 million US dollars that they said they want to share to 5,000 poor Nigerians to cushion the effect of the removal of subsidy next month, which they have kept for Tinubu or anybody coming in to come and take off. $800 million. Do you know how much they pay the consultants that got them that loan? 23 million US dollars. Yeah. And that is where you're going to see them, their family members who are working as a consultants with bogus names, company names, and the rest of that, just to take those percentage. They don't have to run for any office. They just put them there as consultants. It's called contracts. You can be a billionaire by just being their friends. And they call it legit. Some said that's a way to launder their money as well. Make it look legit. Give them consultancy job. What are they consulting? You could be a billionaire. You will be a billionaire if you have a connection with this rigged system. 23 billion naira to consult on how to build a runway, not a new airport, a runway where plane go land and take off. Well, no deal. It is called the cash out time. But you know the man that has been the Father Christmas in the last 7.5 years, 8 years, 8 years plus, oh my God, 8 years plus another 2 years, almost 10 years. Emefiole Omogbon, he has received an approval from Bokuari to go on study leave. Central Bank governor, after plunging Nigeria into lifetime indebtedness, generational poverty, with the collaboration of APC, Egbekegbe, ladies and gentlemen, Emefiole is going to be on the run in the next few days. He's not going to wait for anybody who is going to be your next president, Kolu or whoever. Emefiole has been given an approval to go and study abroad. And you know, if you want to study abroad, if it be like 2 years, 3 years, the cost, it depends. Now, from abroad, Emefiole go send a resignation letter. Or, now from abroad, Emefiole's time is going to end. Do you know why Emefiole will be on the run? I'll give you a few examples. They said that Dasuki stole $2 billion. What they didn't tell you then was that the $2 billion is not arms money. It was actually the money that is being paid to Goodluck Ebere Jonathan as security votes money. Nobody has ever reviewed the security vote of Nigerian president. A lot of you have heard about the security vote of the governors, haven't you? Of course you have. But you've never quite know how much are they paying the president of Nigeria as security vote. Do you know? No. The president of Nigeria is paid in dollars. Yeah, you heard me right. No matter how poor a state is in Nigeria, no matter how poor they are, a state will still cough out over hundreds of millions of naira as security vote. And according to them, it's unaccounted. And I mean, that person who takes that money, which is the governor, is not liable or binded to account for the money. But the president of Nigeria receives his own security vote in dollars. And can't you just compare why Dasuki, National Security Advisor, have access to billions of dollars that he started giving to political parties, individuals. This money was not given in a box or what have you. Most of them were moved in bullion vans, in special private jets all over Nigeria from the vaults of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Do you think Dasuki was just like picking the bag of money from his office as the NSA, and he started giving them to Fayose, Obanikoro, Olufalaye, McCarthy, who else? He started giving the money to them. No, come on. It was the central bank. Who was the central bank governor at the time? Emefiole. So when Dasuki was in jail, in order for him not to talk, Emefiole was retained to teach them how he did it. And he's been doing it for them for free. Let's put up a program. Let's do this or that. And then we can just mellow it and make it a project of Nigeria policy. Don't worry, I can cover you up. That's what Emefiole has done in the last 7.5 years. He gave them the round-tripping deal, where abokis became middlemen. They are the ones who have the dollars, now selling the dollars to the banks before banks can give the dollars to businessmen and women. And so many businesses died because of the round-tripping. Emefiole gave them that. That's a crime. Ways and means. Before APC, Egbekegbe came in, Nigeria Central Bank, since Nigeria Central Bank existed, they have printed and gave loan to the government in Nigeria. Central Bank is meant to be independent, okay, free. Not so free, but kind of free. And when things get worse for the government, they can print money and loan the government the money. So when the government is settled and the economy is improving, the government will pay back that money in order to control and maintain inflation. So for almost 50 years, for almost 55 years before this APC, Egbekegbe came in, the entire money printed by the Central Bank of Nigeria and given as loan to the government in Nigeria, military or civilian, was put at 960 million 960 million naira, 960 million naira, less than 1 billion naira in almost 55 years of Central Bank of Nigeria. But in a space of 7.5 years of Emefiole with APC, Egbekegbe, they have printed over 22.7 trillion naira, not billion, trillion naira. And Bukwari, he collected the money. No one can account for it. Under Emefiole, they started something called Anchor Borrowers Program. Do you know how much that cost Nigeria? Nigeria borrowed 1.4 trillion naira from the African Development Bank. Africa Development Bank gave part of the loans that you are hearing. So they said the money was to be given to farmers in Nigeria. They were going to stop importation of food in Nigeria. They were going to improve in food production. And then Nigeria will be food sufficient. Story. 1.4 trillion naira. Then terrorists came and they started killing all the farmers, chasing them out of their farms. And before you know it, they've investment of a 1.4 trillion naira, a debt. They couldn't bring out a kobo until Emefiole started hiring trucks to go and bring paddy rice, unprocessed rice in bags, so they can display them in Abuja as rice pyramid, a success of Anchor Borrowers Program of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Really? Paddy rice, unprocessed rice, rice that are still in their shells. They brought them to Abuja, they displayed them, and you never heard anything about that again. From 7,500 naira a bag, 50 kg bag of rice in Nigeria was 7,000 naira or 7,500 naira. This was 7.5 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, the same 50 kg bag today is over 40,000 naira. 1.4 trillion naira investment in agriculture, Anchor Borrowers Program, all gone. Investment lost, but the debts added to Nigerian debts. In case if you don't know, that's Emefiole. Emefiole plunged Nigeria economy into a final and perpetual ruin when he said they want to change the Naira note to fight terrorism, to fight counterfeiting, and then at the same time to fight those who have stockpiled money for election in their homes. Emefiole wanted to punish kidnappers. He wanted to punish politicians who have stockpiled money. He wanted to punish all these guys who are pretty much not even up to 1% of the entire population, and he plunged the entire country into chaos. And today, nobody even have a clue if they are going to always be spending the new money or the old one. And the businesses that suffer during this time, they probably will never recover. Jobs that are lost during this time, they probably will never be recovered. And the poverty numbers as well. Oh, that is increasing thanks to Emefiole. The guy is on the run. He can't stay in Nigeria. Even as corrupt as Kolu is, even Kolu would like to use Emefiole as a scapegoat to show to all of you that maybe he has good intention. Emefiole is a criminal. And if you drag him, Emefiole will drag all his accomplices. And all the falsification of figures, falsification of data, to send a different impression to the rest of the public, why the real data are screaming, arrest him. The real data of what Nigeria has become economically is screaming. Arrest Emefiole anywhere where you see him. He's a dangerous man who has killed millions of Nigerians economically. And guess what? He shouldn't be studying anywhere. He should be in a pen. Penitentiary. That's what they call it in America. Prison. And as they go, he should be a star witness to what APC, Egbekegbe, did to all of you, your businesses, your families, your homes, your everything. They've taken a lot from you. You'll find out later. So the guy is running away. He is running away. He wants to go and study in America or somewhere. You're not going to see him again. But there are other governors too. You remember this guy in Benue? Hey, my brother, wait, this my guy, Yuma, you dey watch? Yuma Gudu, that's my guy. He's a Tifi from Benue. He was so proud of autumn when the Fulanis laid serious, siege on Benue at the early stage of APC. Egbekegbe. Oh, Yuma. We know autumn has failed. Autumn is this, autumn is that. But the fact that they stood with the people of Benue, the people of Benue will continue to stand by autumn. That was the trick, wasn't it? Autumn is now packaging something for himself as these days are winding down in Benue. 2 billion naira pension package for the past governors, including himself, where for the rest of his life, Autumn want to be paid the same salary as any governor in Benue State. If they increase the salary of the Benue State governor, Autumn and others, George Akume and the rest of them, George Akume, George, they are to be paid. Anything the governor, anybody that is governor in Benue, whatever they are being paid, they must pay them too. Because that's exactly what Kolu is enjoying. Whatever Sonweku is being paid as governor, they must pay Kolu the same. Do you know how much a state governor actually collects officially as salary? Do you? No, you will never know, but I have an idea. A state governor in Nigeria actually writes for himself a salary of over 80 million naira every month. Oh yeah, pretend that you are shocked. Oh yeah, see you. Hey, let's pretend that we are shocked. When they talk about salary, which governor they collect salary self? Where some state governors, they are allocating to themselves 600 million, 700 million security vote, 1.2 billion security vote. A state like Katsina, they are allocating almost 1 billion naira security vote for Masari every month. You'll be asking, where are they seeing the money? That's what the money they take out of their allocation first. Why do you think they can't pay salary? Why do you think they can't pay, why? Because the money that are they don't pay those who supposed to first get paid. Whatever is left is what is left. If you no reach, you no reach. Wait till next month. I'm not joking. I'm not making it up. Go and read about it. 80 million, 82 million. A senator in Nigeria has worked for himself, worked a package that he will go home every month with over 30 million naira. A senator. It is a milking factory. So when you say you want to break up Nigeria, or you say you want to chase APC and PDP, you have no idea the number of people you are trying to take away their feeding bottle. And they will fight you with everything. Yeah, including living in denial. Pretending that they didn't know what they are doing. They don't know what they are doing. You just don't like them. If they have to pretend, they will pretend. Feeding bottle, that kind of one. If they have to kill, they will kill. Maybe you have an idea now. Anyway, go make tea. I'll take off, okay? Don't go anywhere. I've got over 3,000 of us on YouTube. And listen to me, right? If you love this, if you enjoy this, okay? I am currently on the race to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, right? And it is possible. All, what do you call it? What do they call that thing again? Generic, not generic. I always mix them, but genetic and whatever. You are all like individuals who who actually subscribe to Mayegun's Diary Political on their own, after maybe spending a time or two, a lot of people have joined here by accident and they never left. They never left. So if you find that interesting as well, you can stay. On Facebook, you are not allowed to share my video. You are not allowed to like it. Some of you are not even allowed to comment. Those of you who are still managing to see the broadcast, like and share, you have no idea how much suppression Facebook has put on my page. Join me on YouTube. Make it easier for yourself. If I say something you don't like, right, you can take your subscription away if it makes you sleep well at night. But if you don't want to miss anything about Mayegun, the right thing to do is to subscribe and you will never miss anything. Yeah? Right. I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. And when I come back, I will take calls just for a few minutes and we can go to bed tonight. Don't go anywhere.
70 years old man. Jesus is Lord. Jesus. 70 years old man. Jesus is Lord.
How many them there? Why we not go read them? How many them there? Why we not go read them? How many them there? Why we not go read them? How many them? How many them there? Why we not go read them? How many them there? Why we not go read them? How many them? Some people think say you dey do juju.
If this is a joke, they will never go free.
Them they bone face oh yeah, that wood them they bone face for. Easy body yeah, you're so wicked they walk oh.
You know, as I'm watching on television now, they paint them. That is all. And they sweet there. When they see me appear like this, they paint them. And I promise them, I'm here to bury them.
I see they paint them, they see us. I see they rain us, they pay. When I say I see they paint them, they see us. I see they see us, they pay. I see they paint them, they see us. Face me and face you.
Every morning, every afternoon, every night, weekend, every day, weekend. Weekend is not important. Why are you worried? Weekend is not important. Why are you worried? Allow weekend to
A biggie man, a biggie man, a biggie man, a biggie.
If you didn't there, you didn't there.
Thank you so much. I have someone on the line already. I am sorry for keeping you waiting. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine. My dear good there.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
At least I make it through today. It's been a while.
I know. Where are you calling from? This number looks so... Is that Dubai or something?
No, Russia.
Is it Russia? I've been staring at that number like, oh my God, what kind of number is this? I'm so lost. How are you doing now? How is Russia? How is Putin?
Man is doing great. We are proud of Putin too. Yeah, so really? Everybody should be proud of it. Yes, we are proud of him.
Right. Tell us more. I mean, go on, please.
these things here, many people don't understand when it comes to politics. If not for Putin, many Africans will not be in Russia today. Many Africans. The level of discrimination in Russia before Putin becomes the president of Russia is of high esteem. And many people that live in Russia before then knows that. But it stabilized people, both blacks and the citizens. And they're okay with it. You used to say, like you used to say, Maego, you will say, to rule Nigeria is very, very simple. Just give them what they need. The same thing Putin is giving. He gave the citizens what they need, social amenities that they need. If we have Putin as the president in Nigeria, Nigeria will be the best in the world. I'm telling you the fact.
Wow.
All these politics they are playing in Ukraine, all of us know that this is the politics, this is not a war. The fight between Russia and Ukraine is a politics. And everybody knows it. That's why you can even hear that, okay, Donald Trump is saying that if he becomes the president of America, he's going to stop it. I believe it with you, with him, 100% that the war will stop if Donald Trump is president. Because all they are doing is politics. That is not our bone of contention,
I know.
Let's go to the politics of Nigeria.
I'm glad that you are actually like speaking so comfortably, and it doesn't seem like there is any rush or whatever. So, which is great to actually hear, by the way. So, yeah, let's talk about our own. Go on.
Definitely, that's just the fact. Okay, now we're talking about Nigeria. I used to told you. I said I don't believe in that nation called Nigeria anymore. Let everybody break up and go on its way. If there are not going to call for restructuring, no solution to Nigeria. And that is the fact. Everybody has been saying it. The level of destruction in Nigeria is of high esteem. I used to cry whenever I listen to the news about Nigeria every day because we have destroyed the nation to the root. They have destroyed it to the root. Nothing. Just imagine the level of corruption in that nation. I don't see any way forward in that nation anymore. That, okay, maybe Nigeria can still come back and no. Even with Peter Obi, even with Tinubu, even with Atiku, nobody. The nation is gone. It is finished. That is why I'm happy that, okay, anytime I listen to Maego, I always see the truth. And I always know that, okay, maybe one day, because I won't lie to you, I've always been asking myself, okay, what is even the solution to Nigeria? I said, okay, if I have permission here, I want to ask that, okay, wait, how are we going to do it that we are going to survive this criminal? And maybe even when we break up or anything, are we still going to have the solutions to that nation? Because I don't know how we are going to do it. I want to ask you, Maego, how do you see? When do you see? How and when? Because we need to be optimistic.
In all honesty, in all honesty, right? The first question or the first step to getting an answer to that your question is that, I mean, how can we get Nigerians to agree or even to discuss at first that they want to be Nigerians? Have Nigerians been asked if they want to be Nigerians and under what conditions? So people have been deciding for Nigeria all this while, right? So maybe when people begin to ask that right question and allow the people's answer to actually be, sort of acknowledged, it is then that those who are trying to force one Nigeria will realize that a lot of Nigerians don't want one Nigeria anymore. And that can be the beginning. Do you get that now? So,
how soon will this be? I'm sorry, this is a conversation, sir. How soon will this be? Because I don't know. Like, I want to just throw an instance. Okay, look, I watched the lawyer to Nnamdi Kanu today. And he was saying that it's pleaded that Nigeria is not going to break up, that they should release Nnamdi Kanu. He's saying that in order to appeal to the government of Nigeria, maybe they are going to release it. Which into some content, I picked some further, okay. him himself does not even think that, okay, maybe Nigeria is going to break up. I don't even know how we are going to fathom that fact that, okay, maybe people will stand up with revolution to run these people away, maybe stone them to death. I don't even know, because when I was even watching that stupid Apapa today, I was like, is there any way we can carry a stone and kill this man? I'm sorry. I'm just being angry.
See, a lot of people will feel a lot of ways. Do you get that? One of the things, or one of the reasons why we are where we are today is that there is never any time that Nigerians have genuine conversation about Nigeria. People have been deciding, like I said earlier, yeah, people have been like sort of saying, we represent Yoruba or we represent this region, and we all know all what that is all about. So what is going to happen, yeah, that will then prompt that national conversation, which will then lead to whether Nigeria is going to break up now or is going to break up later. Sure, you get that going to that, approaching that stage is where we are right now. A lot of people are fed up, but one thing is going to happen, which will eventually spark that. But in the absence of all of that, Baba, it may end up like we are going to have to kill ourselves enough before we get that sense of asking, do we still want to live together or not? No, that's in the absence of all of this. But it's getting to that stage where people are beginning to say that question of Nigeria question, where people are going to ask themselves, who is a Nigerian? What makes them a Nigerian? That conversation, they don't want to have it. But eventually they're going to have it. Well, like I said, in the absence of all of this, I'm a parawani, last. Go to the people, my guest sense. I can promise you that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate today, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Too. I'm speaking to somebody from Russia. It means that I have friends in Russia. You won't be my first Russian caller, okay? But the fact that after all this war, I still have people like you who are following the event, and I'm one of the sources where you kind of follow the event. It's relief. It's a big relief for somebody like me. Okay, Baba, stay safe,
Thank you.
Nice one. Nice one. So I have another caller on the line. Oh, Yima was calling earlier, by the way. But since Yima is very relaxed start now. So yeah, I have another caller. Hello there.
Hello, Mayogo.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Fantastic, man. How are you doing this evening?
I am very well. Thank you for asking. So.
All right. I always like to ask about you because I know as a young man, you're doing your best. And before I even say anything, all I pray that God will give you a good head and the energy and the motivation to keep talking, because it's good to talk.
I know.
That is the weapon God has given to us.
Anything that would make us stop talking, I mean, should rather kill us.
Exactly.
Do you get that? Now, that's what I say to people.
Exactly.
Anything that's going to make me stop talking, that would make talking more difficult for me, should just kill me. Then I'll be useless. I'll be useless. And I don't want to be useless.
Sometimes. Exactly. Sometimes the tongue is more powerful than armored car. Yeah. So you know what happened is that Nigerian case is a big joke, and that joke is coming to end. And the reason that joke is coming to end, there is one proverb. They say, "When breeze blow, you go see foul gnash."
That's right.
Breeze don't blow, everything don't open. All right. I don't know why Nigeria is even worried when Tinubu travel out. Tinubu is Tinubu like. He can go to Jericho. He can go to wherever he wants to go. Who cares about where he goes to? Wherever he wants to go, he can go wherever he wants to go. If the wife wants to go to Asherok for visit, he can go. All these things, they are psychological bully. You know, any bully uses tactics to intimidate you.
That's all right.
For the fact you have been rejected by people, you've been rejected by Nigerians, and that rejection is real. There is nowhere, nothing whatever Tinubu can do to turn things around. Even if you turn it around today, assuming he's the president, is an illegitimate president. That is established.
That's the real battle, I know. The battle of legitimacy.
And that's the real battle. He cannot erase that. He is an illegitimate president. He is the first one that Nigerians, both to Bukhari, all of them, the recent election, people have been Jonathan. They voted for them, everybody. But this is the first time in Nigeria somebody won election, and every look on corner came together and started to talk about him. It becomes a daily topic. That means he's going nowhere. But what I want people to understand that because the truth has come out, for a long time, Nigeria has been deceived and lied to. We're not repeating ourselves here. They've been lied to. They've used tribal sentiment, religious sentiment to lie to Nigeria and another. Now, since the truth has been exposed, that everybody knows now that Igbos, because it was an easy option before. When anything happened, they would center it on Igbos. It looks like Igbos are the problem of Nigeria.
I know.
But now it has been established. All Nigerians, even they born you today, even anybody that voted for this election, whether you voted for APC, you voted for PDP, you voted for Labour Party, Party, or you from North, you know that Igbos are no longer the problem of Nigeria. That is established. So the fight Tinubu is fighting, is he fighting Igbos? What has Igbos done? Nothing. So he can't win that war, except very minority, about stupid, gullible people he can use. But he can use them for so long, not for too far.
That's right.
All right? The issue that we got here right now is that we know where the problem is coming from. And like what happened that since after the Civil War, yeah, Nigerians didn't come together to the court. There was no reconciliation.
No.
We swept everything.
Somebody just came and announced, and he said, "No winner, no vanquish," and that's it. They said, "Let's move on. Let's move on." No, you don't move on from something. That's not.
And Nigerians follow like sheep. Nigerians follow like sheep and move on. All right. So this issue is that we know the people behind the issue. The people behind the issue is the elite, and that elite is. It's not tribal. It's the Fulani Caliphate. The Arewa. They are now to have to make this decision. The Fulanis and the Arewa have to make this decision. Do we want one Nigeria? Because we are no longer fighting for only Igbos. Do we want one Nigeria, or do we want to separate? Because remember, there has never been a unique situation in Nigeria whereby somebody from the southeast, an Igbo man, win election, and he sees a Yoruba man coming on TV fighting for him. He sees a Plateau man coming for TV fighting for him. He sees somebody from Apapa fighting for him. So why would you say the problem is Igbo? So you have been exposed that the problem is no longer Igbo. So
they have not been able to spin it. They have not been able to. And that's why they call the Yorubas who support him as Omoales. They are not real Yorubas. And that's also part of the whole problem too. And they are not actually addressing that. No.
So you can't use that to spin. Exactly. Exactly. So what I'm saying now, I am making it very clear to this group of people, because they know the elite, the Tribunal, the emirs in the northern region, they want Nigeria together. Let them call their people. Let them call their boys. Let them call their boys and address them. It's okay. We want to remain this. Because this situation is either now or never. That's it. There's no two ways about it. You cannot, there's no way, there's no going back. Because the the situation we find ourselves now is like when you are in a war front, you are fighting in a territory, and you are being cut off from behind, and you are war front. The enemy is facing your war front. If you go back, they will shoot you. If you go front, all you got to do is to attack whatever weapon you can do to attack.
Launch it, put everything you have into it.
To push everything you go into it and attack and go. Because you know, if you go back, you're going back to your grave. You're going back to die. So they will not do it. So the situation now, if the emirs, I will call their boys, because what I'm saying this, why I said the emirs, that then the only reason they are doing this, because they know they control the whole resources, the whole security apparatus, the army, the navy, everything, they control everything. Either they are prepared to wipe out Nigeria, or they prepare for us to be together peacefully.
That must be discussed. Yeah. Thank you so much. Let me take another one, okay, so that we can just do it like that. Thank you very much for always stopping every time. I have another call on the line. Here we go. Hello there.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Finally.
Finally, sir.
Finally. My name is Engineer Simeon, and I'm calling from Australia.
Engineer Simeon, that's grand. How are you, sir?
Good. I listen to you all the time, but calling in is a little bit difficult.
It can be.
But today, I finally got through.
Yes.
First, I must commend you on the job you're doing. I'm really, really impressed that we have someone like you doing this kind of job.
Thanks a lot for that.
I just want to make it as briefly as possible today, because there will be other times for other talks. So I just want to address two issues.
Please.
The first issue I want to address is there was a caller from Russia. I want to advise him not to bring out information he's not privy to. We know what is happening in Russia. People in Russia don't have information of what is going on. Any TV station that publishes the truth about what is going on, they will be prosecuted. So he should not bring out information. Yes, he should not come and tell people give people wrong information or impression about one president or the other. That aside. The other one is I want to talk about Peter Obi.
So,
some people are insulting him, saying, "Oh, he's begging, showing car, he's begging this." The man is not a fool. He knows what he's doing. You see, there are people that we call the tribe in chaos. If you are engaging in chaos with them, that is the area, how Yoruba call it, people that like to fight rough. You understand? So you don't drag. You have to keep yourself in a certain level and don't drag yourself to their muddy water to fight in it. He knows what he's doing. When it's time for action, action will come. But for now, he's playing it cool. He doesn't want anybody to de-escalate or defocus what is at hand.
See.
And what is at hand is that court. And that court is what we are all waiting for. I have been an activist since the late 80s. I finished from the University of Benin. If you've heard of SAP riot, it was us.
I mean, even the name,
I finished
maybe without the engineer, Simeon sounded like something I've heard, kind of in an echo chamber like. But go on, sir. I'm with you.
Yes, we have. I finished from University of Benin. There are some of our student union. I was a parliamentarian. There were some of our student union members today who are working for APC. There is one who became a student union president after. His name is Mike Guinea. He's an NEC officer, but he still stands for the truth. You saw the case with what he did. So we were the ones going to have meetings at Becker's house in Maria in Antony Village as student parliamentarian. We know we came out, there was a publication we came out that time. It was like a handout where we were telling people how Babangida bastardized the country. We started comparing that a bag of rice was 32 naira. And what it was as at when Babangida annulled June 12th. Well, Inka today, who is gone old, so his thinking is no longer as before again. So I don't want to put too much blame on him. I'll just say it's old age.
There's always that comrade spirit there. A lot of people said that they are so surprised looking at Professor going on and on. That's not the professor they knew. They could understand.
Yes. In 83, there's a song with Tunji Oyelano. They sang against during the Shagari regime. The song, there's a song they played that time. So, you see, if you follow Nigerian context, we want them. Buhari has always been in the back of trying to Islamatize Nigeria. And then one thing people don't understand today is that Buhari wasn't supposed to be the head of state in 1983. Or should I say 84?
Mostly 84 then, yeah.
There was a man. There was a major general that was killed in that coup. His name is Major General Bako. That would have been your head of state, not Buhari. But because he was killed,
said that they shot in the back, and when they were investigating, they said he's a man that normally face and fight. So, which means somebody who was closer to him shot him in the back in a way like a surprise death. I know that story.
The thing that happened is, people might not know this, but the thing that happened is that because of his tribe and closeness to Shagari, he went to warn Shagari about the coup.
Yes.
And Shagari ordered his mobile police guard to shoot him.
It's unfortunate.
Because it was a simple palace coup, there was no violence.
There wasn't.
In that coup. There was no violence in that coup. So, APC people, I don't know how to say them. I'm looking at them. We have some of them here in Australia. And they are Yorubas. In 2015, when they started the Buhari, or 2014, I told them, I said, you people don't know this man. I've been an activist, I know this man. They said, oh, Buhari, he would clear corruption, he would do this, he would do that. I said, don't misjudge Buhari's regime of that time. The things Buhari came out with policy was killing, Decree 2, Decree 4. When we talk about discipline in Nigeria, it was Diagon that was doing the job. So Buhari was never a factor. The same Buhari that was overthrown by Abacha and Babangida came back to serve under Abacha as PTF chairman.
Bless you, PTF chairman, yes.
What are we doing in this country? Is it not recycling? We're recycling.
That's what they do.
When people cannot open their eyes and see that these people are just playing with us. They are just playing with everyone. They are recycling themselves. Buhari was in Obasanjo's government. They're just rotating each other.
That's right.
But for Mr. Kolu, sometimes if someone has made too much money and he doesn't want to rest, when enough is never enough, right? You will now be exposed to the biggest disgrace of your life. You people should just keep your fingers crossed and watch. Let me allow some other people to talk. I will try and call again on weekend.
Thank you so much for calling in this today, and I'm glad that you actually got through. I hope I'm lucky next time. You have a good one, sir. I said I saw Jima earlier. He's disappeared on me. Okay. I still have another caller here. Hello there.
Hello, my brother.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. It's good evening, right? Oh,
Good
yeah,
evening. Yeah, it is evening here. Is it kind of morning in America? Where? Obviously, it's afternoon.
Yeah, America.
It is afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
It's good to hear from you, by the way. So please, go on.
Yes. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm very well. Oh, thanks for asking. Same old, same old.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
Thanks.
I've always been into your show, but I haven't tried to contribute in the past couple of shows that you've had.
I know, but I bet you are watching as well, right?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Never miss.
I'm watching. If I'm not watching it live, I watch it. I do a replay.
Thank you.
Yes. And it's always interesting, to. I know you don't do this, and that you don't even recommend it, but I think it's always good to kind of like follow the conversation offline, in the chat groups and things like that.
As well, okay.
So, I haven't listened to the program in its totality, but I have, I've been, watching bits of it. But there are certain things that I wanted to kind of like talk about, I know, I think it was yesterday you talked about the religious, or 22 days ago.
I think it's
religious leaders.
Possibly.
Religious leaders.
Now. But anyway,
yeah,
you know what you remember. Maybe you remind me. Please, go on.
Yeah, when the Pastor Adeboye, right? And what he said. Yeah. So and I was thinking about it, pondering, and I was thinking, when did reverence for authority or people in this in religious circles, when did that equate to what's the word again? An absence of reason? It has never been. They are not equal. Because you revere a person doesn't mean that you start to reason less or that you don't think about what it is the person is saying. Now, after Pastor Adeboye said that, how many people got up the next day, put their clothes on, and went back to the same church?
Probably almost everyone.
Almost everyone. And we are here, we hear about it, we scream, oh, they're not for us. Okay, they are not for us. What about you? Are you for yourself? And if you are for yourself, why don't you vote with your feet? Do you have to be there? You don't have to be there. If you know that the person doesn't support you, or you feel that they take a view that does not reflect the popular or align with your
somebody said, somebody once told me that this was somebody who was genuinely giving me a reason why they have to do everything to make sure that PDP, APC don't continue to rule Nigeria, or else they are done for. They told me that they are fighting for their life. I'm fighting for my life. I was like, how? I was like, you don't understand. I'm fighting for my life. I'm fighting for the life of my children. If these guys continue, we are done for. You have no idea, Mayegu. So of course, if you see anybody who is promoting them, they are possibly against your life, and that will make sense. If
absolutely.
You say, I'm not going to go there anymore.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with the caller, and I'm 100% sure that you understand what they're saying. You might as well, bind everybody, line them up, and ask each of us to jump into the River Niger, and don't try to save yourself, because that's what's going to happen. That's what they've been doing. You're practically dead. Multi-dimensional poverty is what Nigerians are facing. I spoke to a friend of mine a couple of days ago, and she goes like, well, maybe Tinubu will do something. I was shocked. I was like, what are you saying?
They're already using reverse psychology on them now.
Bear roses.
I tell you.
Cactus don't bear roses. Okay? You don't plant a cactus and expect a rose.
No.
So you expecting that Tinubu is going to change your life?
How?
I think you're living in cuckoo land. Okay? That's one. Now, people talk about the breakup of the country and things like that. I'm not 100% sure that people really know what they're asking. And my question to the temple is, now, if you're saying Nigeria should break up, okay, what is your day one? Because it's easy for you to be a keyboard warrior and typing it, saying, oh yes, we have to disintegrate this and that and the other. What is your day one? Realistically, what is day one of trying to get to that point for you? What does day one what does day one mean, right? If you're saying this is the loss of life, how many lives will be enough for that to happen? What is your day one? Is what a lot of people, and then after your day one, what is your day two? Because you have to wake up in the morning and continue on the next day. Okay, so people, I feel like you don't come on here and say things like, oh, Nigeria should separate and things like that when you don't have a day one, when you don't have a strategy. And bear in mind that breaking up Nigeria doesn't necessarily mean all your problems are solved. No. Breaking up Nigeria doesn't mean that people's mentality suddenly changes, because you're still going to deal with you're still going to be dealing with the same people. But you broke up on day one doesn't mean that day two everybody will self-correct. No. What about not everybody's going to align with you. What about security? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about even the security of yourself in that place? What about entities that will rise up and become nuisances? Because in their mind, there are no laws in place at the moment. So when people talk about let's separate, I'm not against people want to go. I have a different thought process around how I think Nigeria should work. But again, that would mean buy-in from the north, the south, and the southwest, south, middle belt. Everybody has to buy into that entity called Nigeria and see what works for us as a agree
on something. I mean, if we have differences and all these differences are tabled, and if some people feel like okay, we can't live together as a country, we want to leave, or we want to live together as a country, but under these conditions, at least have that conversation. Do you get that now? So I kind of support that. Mm-hmm.
So that is where I stand.
Say something about that breakup before you leave, okay, Shama, right? See, what happened is this. Usually, when you say Nigeria should break up, it sounds so blunt, harsh, or too straightforward, and it doesn't come with any kind of substance. It's so straightforward. Let all of us break up and go our separate ways. I understand that. I mean, the feelings of when do you think that's how easy it is? But usually, the breaking up of Nigeria, we know will never happen just like that. Okay, or it starts from the conversation identifying with people who make up every space in Nigeria. For the first time, right? If Nigeria will have a conversation around the over 250 ethnic nationalities, at least for the first time, ask every nationality in Nigeria what will make them feel among, what will make them feel as part of a country, right? Now that conversation will give room to almost everyone. And it is through that conversation that you can then say, okay, if they say, let's continue as a country, then at this point, those who want to be Islamic North, they will get what they want. Those who want to be cosmopolitan South, right? They will get what they want. And they're respecting those barriers will be highly, clearly identified. Nigeria currently is like, you know what I mean now? Like, it's just everything, where everything goes. So I get the fact that when we say break up, is so direct. And sometimes it's like, do you even know what you are saying? Of course, a systemic change that will then lead to what we usually have before. We used to have autonomy, Sham. Remember? We used to run our affairs. It never really clashed. See, those times, those days, right? Policy-wise and otherwise, they never really clash. Lagos is the headquarters of Nigeria, but it's also a southwestern government in that same western Nigeria. So how did those things work? By identifying the differences and build according to them. If we can have something like that, right? A journey of breaking up of Nigeria non-violently starts like that. Anything else is violence, and I don't like violence, honestly.
Exactly. Thank you. And the truth is that we're all diaspora, right? So why would we sit where we are in the comfort of where we are, right? And say people,
I don't like that.
I'm promoting violence.
No, I don't.
I will not do it. No, I will not do it. Neither will I encourage it.
It's even counterproductive. See, like you said, right? It is counterproductive. Day 1, day 2, day 3. Would you sustain them? And on like that. So most of the time, it's like, let's fight, right? If you fight without plan, it's counterproductive. It's just wastes lives.
Absolutely.
So I get all your points.
And I appreciate what you're saying. But the reason why I wanted to bring it out the way I did, right, is that you understand, or I'm hoping that the people in the temple understand that it's not just let's break up.
No, it's not by flicking finger. No, you don't break up.
Exactly,
like
it's not by flicking your finger.
No.
And then on the last note, really, with regards to Obi, right? I think there's the book where it's saying she stoops to conquer. People can say whatever they want to say about Obi and his strategy and the way he is, right? But sometimes you have to really, really humble yourself. Maybe even make yourself really small to be able to conquer and to be victorious. Not that when you take for example, David and Goliath, for goodness sake, when Goliath must have seen David, must have said, "What is this on? I'll be back sitting down under the tree." But guess what? David, with his 5 little rocks, felled Goliath at the end of the day. So sometimes it's not about might, it's not about like your previous caller said, no, it's not about any of that.
People are not really kind of afraid of him meeting them and making peace and all that. What they are kind of upset about is that him coming around to scold them, right? Like tell them, please don't be like that. Please don't. They felt like he's playing into the hands of people who normally don't like him. So he could just keep quiet, not talk about them, right? Do his things, right? Why they do their thing. That's my own understanding anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I can appreciate that, but don't you think it would have looked better if instead of attacking Obi and then making it seem as if his own people are against him, and then giving those people more things to work with and more things to talk about. Exactly. So even if we ourselves, right, kind of like calm down a little bit and just even try to emulate the man that we are all kind of gathered around, okay, maybe we can just continue with our united front so that these other people don't have anything to come back with and say, oh, look at what they're saying, look at what they're doing, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing the other, right? We don't have to give them fuel, to carry on with what they're saying and what they're doing. That's the point I'm trying to make. So anyway, these are my own. This is my point of view. Opinion.
I love the fact that you can always take a look at things from different perspectives, and your presentations are very convincing too. And I love the fact that we could change those information, not between just us, but include those who are listening to us. Makes it interesting.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thanks a lot.
Hopefully. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
Have a good one, ma'am. Thank you. So I have another caller on the line, and we are almost rounding up now. Okay. Hello there.
Hello, this is your guy, Adiola.
Hey, Adiola. You managed to sneak in tonight. I like that. How are you doing, Baba?
Baba, I'm okay. I was interested in that conversation with the previous caller about the breakup of Nigeria. And the day one and the day two.
Sometimes that's that kind of, sometimes when you talk about breakup of Nigeria, it is so direct that some people will think you don't know what you're talking about. But we've done series. We've even explained process of how a country will eventually break up. We've done many of that many times on this program. But it seems once in a while we should be making that clarification rather. Adela.
Yeah. I think people don't understand that Nigeria breaking up is not something that is instantaneous.
No.
It is already breaking up. It's in the process of breaking up already. So it's not as if you have a solid structure right now and automatically to break up into shreds, or break up into multiple pieces. It is already breaking up. There are so many fault lines across the whole place.
That's right.
It's an inorganic structure in the first place. It's like you're binding wood, concrete, iron together in one place. And over the years of different kinds of different kinds of leaders, that structure has been chipping away. So it is not a question of what happens in day one or day two. That is not even the main question. It's like, look at the fault lines now. Some things will break up. It will come to for me, I believe that this
law of natural cause. It will take its course eventually because it's already happening.
It's already happening already. Every day whereby people kill people without any repercussions and people steal, and people, take away, with impunity. You are chipping it off every single day. You are removing every fabric that seems to bind you.
Off like that, little by
it's
little.
chipping it every single day. So And the first track to that breaking up, I keep on telling my friends, is poverty. When a place becomes socially, there's downward immobility. You know, you just downward. You know, there's no upward mobility. You're just going downward, and there's increased poverty, and there's no plan in place to bring people out of poverty and to promote social cohesion. When those things are absent in any place, the breakup, Baba, there's no need to keep on talking too long. It's imminent. It's only when you don't see the sign.
Poverty is even a threat. Poverty is a threat.
Poverty is
any
a
country. So if you have a country where poor people, the population of poor people are so massively more than the rest of the country, that is a problem. Baba,
Nigeria is still confusing me. Nigeria today is still confusing me because when I look at our misery index, and I'm still thinking, Baba, how come a country is still surviving under such
Nigeria still running?
conditions?
A lot of people are asking, like, this is
looking into looking at the misery index. You add inflation, you add unemployment rate, you add all those stuff together to piece out. Okay, gone. Waiting they sub there, waiting they share for this zone, and the misery index is comfortable where it is. Life expectancy is still 52 years. I left Nigeria in 2006, and it was 49 years. It only moved, God knows, by 2 or 3 years forward. See, the day one and the day two for me is immaterial, because if Nigeria becomes insoluble, whereby
insolvent, it can no longer survive. They will have to call for the
insolvent.
Well, this Adiola na all these economists where they write
Baba, when Nigeria becomes insolvent, we cannot fulfill. Anytime we become insolvent and we cannot pay our normal obligations, we cannot honor our obligations.
You declare bankruptcy and dissolve the whole company.
You default your whole unit, and you say, enter general mama line of, okay, Baba, how far? I go do my own. There will be a temporary arrangement. Nobody will tell you, whereby like minds that want to salvage or want to carve out their own will come out, and they would say what they want to say, because right now we have a constitution that we did not use, that we don't write.
No, start from we did not write. The people didn't write it.
Let's go like at the fraudulent one.
People.
Decree 24. That's 24 of the Constitution. That one automatically becomes redundant. We'll ask ourselves a question: do we have anything that we can use as our day one or day two, whilst we progress? Those things will kick in. We have 1953 Constitution that every part of that Constitution highlights those regions as sub-government regions. We can revert back to that because people don't know every day whereby you have a government with impunity. Let me just leave you with this one. Tinubu's presidency is a natural progression for a corrupt system. You do not expect Obi to be there because it's like fitting square holes into right pegs. Round pegs. It's impossible. Tinubu's choice is a natural progression in any system that is corrupt and run by and foiled by impunity. There is no other choice than Tinubu in this system of government that is so corrupt. You can't, Baba, you can't pour new wine into old wine skin. If Obi becomes the president,
taste, no, it doesn't.
Things will be worse.
You can't teach old dog new trick as well, Adiola.
Baba, if you are pouring new wine into old wine skin, the result will be worse. So if you want to maintain that system, allow Tinubu to keep on brewing it, because you cannot bring someone that wants to do something good in an environment whereby it's alien to him. It's like an alien environment, whereby you come, that environment, they breathe nitrogen, and you are breathing oxygen, and you want to come and breathe oxygen inside nitrogen. You will just blow up.
Making bombs.
So
we go kill all of us.
So there's no point in saying Baba Tinubu is a natural choice for a corrupt society. So even if you want to repair anything, you are an alien in that environment. They will frustrate your life. Die. On my face, saying what you anything say, and the moment you can't do anything, the result will even be worse. So let this guy say Maybe won't become. See, that's where that natural progression is so sure and so confident that this thing is this system runs on the fuel of impunity. So automatically, I am in line. That's why he says Emilokon. Emilokon is an exclusive spirit. It's exclusive. It's not inclusive. It doesn't bring anybody. That's why, Baba, may we not to the louder. If you want to predict how Tinubu would, we know how it will end. Look at his track record. And more importantly, look at the people that surround him. Look at his disciples. Look at his disciples. When they are taking photos, look at people that are with him. Look at their track record. Because if you look at it, normally I say it's a study. Say you want to study correctly.
Yeah, you won't try to pull a profile, put their profiles together. You'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Baba. So if we were to look at it ethnographically, okay, this person, where it comes from, what he does, his track record, everything ethnographically, you can predict it. You don't need a soothsayer, you don't need a pastor, you don't need to preach to you. If the guys that surrounds you want to steal, eat, kill, destroy.
So simply put, show me your friends, and I can tell you who
Baba,
you are.
You tell
so
you
easy.
Now, it's so easy. So look at his disciples. If his disciples are money hungry, power hungry, they are they are exclusive, not inclusive. Look at their track record. The moment you can capture those drivers, you can tell. But wrap it up. That means Nigeria will become poorer, will be more in debt, there'll be more social unrest, there'll be social disharmony. Mark my word, there'll be more social disharmony. And
people are going to hate themselves even more, you mean?
Baba, see, when someone tells you, it brings people to in that mindset. That
so if you are not within that cycle, you will be treated as an outcast.
Now.
Right.
You're an outcast now. So if you are the head of the Emilokon movement, you are bringing your disciples that believe. See, Baba, see, whatever the master does, the disciple will do now.
They will do same.
If not more. If not more. So if his disciples are money hungry, Baba, see, when you raise people that are like you, some of them become much more hungrier than you as a leader. More than you.
If
so
not
you
worse.
should be careful. So I tell people, Tinubu for me is not the issue, it is his disciple. Take a profile. He's chief of staff, whatever who they want to, his inner caucus. People that are advising him, people that have his ears. Look at them and their profile. The moment you understand them, it is a clear indicator of where Nigeria will be now and the next 4 years. You don't need a soothsayer. You don't need any pastor. But just look at people that are running that government with him.
So we can just quickly agree that the likes of Tinubu and co are actually going to even push us closer to the breakup of Nigeria than Buhari as well.
Baba, it is inevitable. See, if that breakup was done if Nigeria was made organically, then it's hard to break it up. But if Nigeria is an inorganic arrangement and does not make changes regularly to favor the people, then it is inevitable to break up. So if you're saying Nigeria will not break up, see, we are all different. See, I keep on
Adiola, you remember that time when I said that the breakup of Nigeria is not solely in our hands. It's in the hands of those who are digging the pits to bury Nigeria. If they stop digging, there is a chance. But these guys don't look like people who want to stop digging. They are digging more.
See, human beings. They're digging more because those are the drivers for, those are the drivers for separation. When you steal, when you kill, when you maim, when you search people to
gaslight, profile people, do all of that.
Gaslight them.
Around and
those things are the things that would create social disharmony. Those are the three ingredients of social disharmony. If you use ethnicity, if you use religion, those are the things. See, Baba, it's like just look at the scissors cutting away a fabric, all the scissors fabric. When you use impunity, when you use corruption, those things are chipping away even to those. See, because we are all black, right? Even though we are black and we're not a monolith, right? We can still identify, okay, we have some common things, we can have some agreements, those things can still go on. But when you rule with impunity, and when you rule with, with corruption, with reckless abandon, then you are using that little binding
that little
thread that we have.
You are closing it.
You are cutting it again. You are cutting it again. Because as black people, we're defined as black, and we would probably want to have some agreement just to survive and to prosper. By default, okay, you are black like me, I'm black like you. We can work together. And my brother, you are Igbo, you are also. We can have some common ground. We can have. But the moment you start running the country with impunity, as your jet engine fuel. Baba, I'm not scatter now. So
just
let us not talk too much.
Thank you so much,
Tinubu is not going to perform wonders.
I know.
He's not going to perform wonders. It's predictable, sir. It's people behind him and disciples are Baba. You don't stop.
And it's not like we are wishing anybody evil. We wish them what they wish themselves. No. But this is not hard to predict.
Baba,
it's not hard
evil.
to tell.
Baba is not evil. See, if Mayegu is consistent in coming up every night to deliver, even if you uproot him and take him to anywhere, he will still deliver because ethnographically he's wide in his system. He will deliver it. But when someone delivers corruption on a regular basis,
impunity,
what do you expect him to do again? So to do the right thing to him is alien.
It's alien to him.
To make sure there's wealth redistribution amongst people is an alien concept.
And there is no way you can put a round peg in a square hole. It doesn't work that way.
How can you do it? Someone that is used to normally chopping money and arranging contracts with him and his family, all of a sudden he wants to now make sure there is some form of wealth distribution. Baba,
thank you so much.
Good night. God bless you. I know how to imagine. The paragon.
You did well, Baba.
The paragon. Baba, the paragon.
I just know we're going to just Baba, listen ourselves. Baba, thank you. I'll see you next time.
Enjoy, man.
Nice one, man. Okay. So that's Adeola. And thank you so much, everyone, for spending your evening with me again. We've come to the end of this broadcast tonight. But remember, just before you go to bed, right? If you haven't really liked this broadcast, please do like it. And then if you haven't shared it, do same. If you haven't subscribed onto my channel, I implore you to try it. If you don't like it, take it off. So I'm going to see you next time. Until then, stay safe. Stay safe. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Mayegun Diary politico.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun Diary Nayibi #1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjù lórí YouTube àní ẹ̀sùn làjù bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́ àní ẹ̀sùn làjù ijó ìgbádìyẹ àní ẹ̀sùn làjù bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o àní ẹ̀sùn làjù bí gómìnà kówó jẹ àní ẹ̀sùn làjù ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá àní ẹ̀sùn làjù aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o àní ẹ̀sùn làjù òkúrọ̀ olóṣèlú àní ẹ̀sùn làjù ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.